Hi there. We are back again. Wasn't sure if this was going to happen this week because of the cold I was having. I've still got a bit of a sniffle from over the weekend, but Lemsip, registered trademark, did the job. Welcome to session 5 of Quest for the Sword of Kings. At the end of our last session, our intrepid adventurers had found themselves in Arthur's seat in Scotland. They had found a grave that was giving them directions to a lake in Sweden. And just as they were leaving, they got into a final little firefight. They decided to burn the coffin with all these wonderful engravings on it. And the professor died in their arms. Very, very dramatic. Emotional and upsetting. And
not really, the guy was a twat.
And not really, because the guy was a twat. That's about the level of compassion that we have this evening. Right, so usually I go from left to right. I'm going to go from right to left for introductions this time, right to left as I see it. So Phil, kick it off.
Oh, hello. I'm playing Jake. I can't remember my second name. Jake Cutter is ace pilot, and I'll be flying our team over to Sweden. Hopefully not crashing in the lake.
Well, that's going to be the fun part. Becky?
All right, I'm Sheila McPhaila, and I shoot Nazis. Guess that's a good thing. Yeah, obviously I am Australian, so I'm a bit lazy and can't be asked to do my intro.
Jason?
Hello, I'm Jason. I am playing Dr. Logan Mortimer Tiberius, PhD, and my assistant's accent appears to have rubbed off on me. Not really. That'd be an interesting turn of events, wouldn't it?
Right, so I'm going to pick this up pretty much right after the last one. The professor has died. You are still in the tomb. The coffin is nicely smoldering into a ruin. What are you guys doing?
We've finished sort of burying the professor, haven't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we got all the information? What form is the information we got from the coffin again? Was it just verbally from the professor, or?
Yeah, he gave you some. He was it because of the stuff in the book as well.
Yeah, was he a bit more specific than a lake in Sweden, or?
Yeah, it was the Arasion Lake, which is frozen a good chunk of the year, as to be said.
What I might do, just to be safe, is get out a piece of paper and take a rubbing of some of the inscriptions on the sarcophagus, just in case we need proof.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, better graphite and paper.
This time of the century are a bit impractical.
Anything else before you leave this area? I'm not going to be so nasty as to demand that you all do rolls to go back through the traps again. I'm just going to assume rather nicely that you remember where they are as you go back through the path again.
No, I don't think there's anything we need to do because it was a pretty plain room, wasn't it? There was nothing on the walls. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I'm not going to wait around once I've done the rubbings. I'll probably be gallivanting out of the room first, going, "Come on, come on!"
I seem to remember we set fire to everything before we left.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
my
should just-
coat's getting singed.
The place will be filling up with smoke now as well. So
Yeah.
Right
I
then.
just-
Let's get
No,
the
go
hell
on.
out of here.
Go ahead, Becky.
Let's get the hell out of here. That
Yep.
was my worst Australian accent yet.
And believe you me, you've set that bar low. Comically a little bit low.
Well, it's not really my fault because the only Australian I know in my life sounds pretty bloody English, to be honest.
And probably the most famous Australian of them all is American.
Rolf Harris.
I was going to go with Mel Gibson, but Rolf.
he's not American.
Well, they both had falls from grace, so
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Spectacular falls from grace.
must be something in the genetics.
It's that whole criminal gene come back to haunt them. God help us all. Okay, you are back outside. In the nice Scottish countryside.
Well, we got a taxi here from the airport, didn't we? So
Yes, you did.
why don't we
And you
get a
didn't
taxi
wait.
back to the airport?
Yeah. Where are you phoning it from?
Well, it's Scotland, and I know the guy who invented the telephone was Scottish, so I imagine there are at least one in every town.
Yeah.
Did we not ask him to wait?
No, I didn't.
No,
think
he buggered off, remember.
What time of day or night is it at the minute?
It's quite late on. It's about 10 p.m.
Oh wait, wasn't there a load of Nazi vehicles outside, and didn't we kill a load of Nazis?
Should just
You're right.
say looking around for that giant vehicle potentially or anything.
Yeah, you do find a large truck.
All right then.
I don't want to go quite so far as to call it a monster truck, because that has registered trademark and sort of images of Land Rovers with 6 foot high wheels, but it's a fairly big 18-wheeler.
All right then. Let's take that.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We could unhitch the trailer before we leave.
Yes. We don't need the trailer.
Nope. Okay,
Right. Who's driving?
That would be me.
right
what's
at home.
Sheila.
All right then, Captain. You know the drill, and I hand over my Mauser.
Right. We shouldn't be having any trouble now, though. I thought we killed them all. What we could do is stop it off somewhere and get some cold weather gear, actually.
What is your driving?
Good enough. What's your GMing?
bloody exceptional, considering I'm full of the cold. What's your character's driving skill?
D8.
I'm not even going to make you roll for this. Sorry. Yeah, you start up the engine quick enough, and you get it going.
I'm also pretty good at lockpicking, so I reckon I can hotwire it too.
Yeah.
All right then. One stolen Nazi truck without a trailer.
No trailer, no ads, straight into the feature.
And I'll
Okay,
go
it takes
skidding
you.
down the side of Arthur's seat.
Ooh, um, it takes you about an hour to get back to the outskirts of Edinburgh, where you had left your plane at the airport.
Hmm.
In fairness, wasn't actually our plane. We nicked that off the Nazis too.
Indeed.
That is true. That is true. There's been a fair amount of heroic stealing.
Actually, I think there was some suggestion to go to a cold weather shop. And given we're in Scotland, there should be plenty of them.
Should be easy
Uh,
to find stuff.
Yes. Finding a shop that supplies cold weather clothing is the easy bit. It is 10 o'clock, or it'll be damn near 11 o'clock at night when you get there.
Ah, see. So, are you thinking of stealing stuff, or are we going to go shopping in Sweden?
I love this. We can steal a plane and we can steal a truck, but we draw the line at stealing comfortable clothing.
Well, yeah, because it's not
'Cause
Nazi.
I just want to establish now whether we are stealing clothes, because if we are, I suggest we steal from a gun shop first.
Yes, for camouflage. Good idea.
But no, because we're running low on ammunition.
Mm.
Out of character, yes, I know.
Well, if we can find a telephone, we could call the airport and get them to fuel the plane while we're doing this.
So,
Okay.
you want to steal a telephone, some ammunition, and some cold weather clothes.
You do find I mean, there are telephone boxes.
Bloody hell, it's almost civilized around here.
Telephone boxes, more than one.
It is
Yeah.
Edinburgh. Apparently, it's a city now, or something to that degree.
You know, so you'll be able to.
All right, then, Captain, make it cool.
You got any change in your pocket?
So we shoot the phone box change thing so it opens.
Mm.
Yeah, we got plenty of change.
Are you actually shooting the money out?
Apparently, the captain's got change.
Yeah, we've got
Okay.
some change.
Right. Get phoning the airport isn't a problem. They're quite happy to refuel.
I just realised something. With the professor dead, we're not going to get paid.
I think you've got your priorities a little bit topsy-turvy here at the moment, Sheila.
Just
But the partner of the professor turned out to be a Nazi and we killed him as well, so now there's no one to pay us.
But we still have the Nazis on our tail, technically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but how are we going to afford to pay for the fuel? Have we got to kill a load of airport workers too? Because that seems a little harsh.
No.
we could
that's
just
not-
nick the plane without actually paying for it. But once we get whatever it is everyone wants, perhaps we could sell it for money.
Right. So just how much stuff are we stealing here?
Everything, if it's not nailed down.
If it's not nailed down, we're stealing it.
You're the gun experts. I don't know how much we need.
We could use a little more ammo, but
The rate we've been using it.
it.
If anything, I need some more acid, but I don't have time to make any.
And the captain wants some thermal underwear.
Could get nippy.
So, what are you guys doing? Because I mean, basically, you have two choices. You can either wait overnight and actually go in and shop in the morning, or
No, we got to leave tonight.
go on a robbing spree.
The question is whether we steal the stuff first.
Well, I didn't think the Nazis. We destroyed the evidence or the information before the Nazis actually got hold of it this time, didn't we?
Hmm?
They'll be following us, won't they?
As far as we know, that we killed all the Nazis and there's no evidence now for them to find. However, what we don't know is if one of them had already left or if they got some kind of radio signal out.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a fair point. I didn't think of that. Ronnie, is there a radio in that vehicle we came into town with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to allow for that. Yes.
I may not know anything at all about how to do it, but essentially what Logan would like to do
Okay.
is attempt to either play back the last message or something on the radio, or even get like an idea of where the signal is at the moment.
I don't record in that era, but there's a fair chance we'll get a frequency.
You'd be able to get a frequency. You're not going to get recording.
Okay.
You get you certainly get the frequency that it's currently sitting at, which is 131 megahertz.
Okay. It's a shame you haven't got a walkie-talkie, Sheila, because we could try and listen remotely.
You expect me to have a walkie-talkie? Aren't you the guy that builds shit?
I build mechanical things, not electronic things.
Yeah, but there's bits for a radio right there.
Yes, I want to keep the radio intact. I just need something else.
Sorry, you want a walking, talking radio. So build it some legs. How hard could it be?
I see.
I think you're being a little bit too literal there, Sheila.
Never mind. Perhaps.
I don't think I am, because it's 1930 and a walkie-talkie hasn't been invented yet.
It's the closest you would get would be a mobile wireless, which is basically something you'd stick in a backpack.
Never mind.
So why don't you build it some legs and you get yourself your walkie-talkie?
Let's maybe go and try and find the person who owns the gun store.
Why'd we do that? They probably got guns.
Well, to save us from robbing it, we could just wake them up and ask them nicely to open up for a few minutes.
Quick question. How much money you got?
How much money have I got?
Yeah.
From the payments so far, quite a lot.
Wait, what?
267.
You've been paid?
There was a bit of money paid to us up front.
Yes,
It was?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, have I got money?
I think we've all got money.
Oh, why
It's
isn't I paying
quite a
attention?
decent upfront payment, I believe.
So, if I check my pockets, am I going to find cash?
Should do.
Yeah, about 500 pounds, isn't it? 500.
Yeah. Yeah.
What,
there's
500 each?
Yeah,
Yes.
up front.
Hang on a minute, let me check my back pocket. Oh, fuck, it's covered in German blood. Could be a priest blood, in fairness. I had no idea that was there. All right, 500 nuggets.
Dear me.
I really hope you don't deal with your finances normally this way, Sheila.
Yeah.
Thank God I don't monetize, because this, I would have been demonetized about 20 years ago.
It's not my fault. I did some poor bookkeeping.
Right, guys. The gun shop. When we're talking gun shop here, we're talking more of a for the discerning hunter.
Ah, shit. Not going to have anything decent, are they?
They'll have clothing.
True.
That is true. They will have sort of survival clothing and things for going
Yeah,
out.
they're not going to have bullets for the Thompson and the Mauser, though.
You never know.
Well,
Um,
so I look up. Is there sort of a first floor?
it looks like there is a flat above the shop.
Okay, I get a pebble and throw it up to the window.
I
Go
find
on,
the front
you
door
know
for the
you
flat
want
and ring
to.
the doorbell.
You know you want to.
Right,
Let's do this. Let's see you make a proper throwing roll. Come on, let's do it.
While he's doing that, I'm going to walk to the door for the flat and press the doorbell.
Okay. You got a 6?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh, the luxury of not -2ing.
I know. So what ace? The D4?
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, Chink. You throw with wonderful precision so that it smacks off the window without actually going through it, which by the way would have been the result of a failed throw. Would have been the pebble going through it. I'm not even going to tell you what a critical fail would have given you. And just to remind you guys that you do now you do have 3 bennies back again,
Yep.
each, and obviously collectively. A light comes on in the bedroom window. The doorbell goes as well, which it kind of happens sort of simultaneously. The light comes on. Bedroom window sort of creaks open slightly. What are you wanting?
Ah, impressive. You can afford electricity.
We're in urgent need of some service. We have to get to Sweden, and we need some supplies. As a matter of urgency.
We got a lot of money, apparently.
Don't tell him that bit.
It's 10 o'clock at night. You got to tip the guy. Besides, I seem to have paid in £100 notes, and I don't suppose he can change that. So whatever we buy is going to cost £100.
I've just realised there's no pounds in Sweden.
Oh, yeah. You got any krona?
Hold on a second, you bunch of... You can almost hear the moaning as he goes down each step. He opens the front of the front door of the shop. Well, come in if you're coming in, then. God's sake, don't stand out there like a bunch of idiots. Come on.
Well, thank you for opening up. We know it's late. It's much appreciated.
We really do appreciate this.
You know it's late. So you do understand the concept of time. Do you understand fully the concept of open and closed?
Yes.
You understand the concept of I've got a fuck ton of cash and I'm going to give you quite a big tip here. Right, we need ammo for a Mauser M32. We need ammo for a Thompson M1.
We need
clothes.
Preferably boots, any jackets as well.
Skis.
And we need some Swedish krona.
I don't think you'll have Swedish krona.
What do I look like to you? Bloody exchange rate mechanism. I don't have bloody foreign currency, you numpty. God's sake.
But I'm assuming you have everything else. You seem like a well-equipped shop. Kind of integrity And caliber.
Oh, nicely handled. Yes, that's quite funny. Yes, I think that's quite funny. Talking about caliber.
What do you want
Speaking-
that cheap piss for?
Right, come here. What kind of bullets you looking for?
Well, we've got a Mauser M32 that has an empty clip and a few spare shells besides, and a Thompson M1. I've got a need for more.
A lot more.
So I believe that's
I think they're both 9mm parabellums, aren't they?
Probably for the Mauser. Yeah,
Thompson would be.
Yeah, I think that would be right. Actually, I've just realised the Thompson's not as desperate as I thought, because it's actually, I've got a second drum with. I'm trying to remember how many shots were in the drum. The clips for the Mauser are 20.
Tommy's a 45. Which, yeah. I'm going to say he's got 45s and 9mm, but he doesn't have a lot of 9mm. He can give you a box of 100.
100? That should tide us over.
Reckon so. All right. You want to carry
45s are a bit more common.
We'll take 50 shots of 9mm each, shall we?
Yeah.
Tell you what, have one of my Mauser clips. This one's empty, so if I give you that, you can track your own ammo when you got the gun, and I'll track mine.
You did 20 shots a clip, didn't you?
Yes, 20 shots a clip. Sorry, what did you have for the Thompson?
It's a drum. I think it's 50.
Yeah. Right, how many you got?
45's a bit more common here. 9mm really just a newfangled thing. I can give you. Well, how much are you looking for, realistically? I mean,
I've only got £100 notes, right? So I'm going to take all of them.
The guy stands for a moment and pinches his skin.
There's a bit of Nazi blood on it. Sorry about that, but look, there you go. It's £100. I want all of your drums
He
and some clothes.
He pinches his skin a bit and goes, "No dreaming. I am actually awake. Right, I can give you 500 rounds of 45. I'd like to give you more, but I've got customers. Oh, sorry, 600 rounds.
600?
I'm assuming
45s are
plenty.
45s are because then you're starting to get into the sort of Webleys, which are standard handguns.
All right then. That's 12 drums, right? So it's probably more than I need, but I don't see why we shouldn't take them.
Sheila's going to start a war.
Hey, look, it's costing me £100, right? There's no way the guy can change this note. So load up on clothes, get your skis.
Oh, I don't have skis.
Fair
I
enough.
can do you. I can do you a nice line and heavy boots, but I don't have skis.
Oh, what about those tennis rackets you strap to your feet?
Oh no, you don't want the tennis rackets. They're good for Wimbledon, but they're no good for the snow.
Actually, they can be, but there probably won't be that much snow up there yet.
It's 1930s.
Where are you going? Where is it you're going? Are you going into the lowlands of Sweden, or are you going into the highs?
Well, we're not entirely sure, but we was told the lake we're looking for is frozen most of the year.
Aye, that means one thing. Frozen lake means lots of snow and ice around the place. It's going to be slippy. How are you getting up there?
Flying.
You going to be landing in a proper airport, or are you just going to be landing wherever you can get your plane down?
It reminds me, you got any parachutes? There are new inventions on it.
There'll be parachutes in the plane.
Doubt it. 1930s.
You might be able to secure parachutes from the airport. He's not going to have parachutes there. Not much call for parachutes for hunters on the ground. Realistically,
It's to catch the animals in like a net.
no. Nice try, but no.
I suppose what we could do is a look at a map to see whether there's an airport close or whether we're going to chance landing near the lake.
Well, I've just had a quick look on Google Earth, by the way, guys, and I honestly think what we need is a water plane. But characters don't know that yet.
Yeah, it's that whole area is pretty
wet.
Well, it's a bit like the Lake District, but supersized. There's a lot of connecting lakes and rivers and so on.
And everything else is a mountain.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
The kind of mountain that makes Wales look like foothills.
Yeah.
Basically,
you know what though? There's a straight road right next to it.
So here's your deal. You're either landing near the lake, be it that nice straight road, or the side of a mountain.
Did you say it was called, sorry?
Arison, I can even give you the spelling.
Okay.
Aresjon. Arison.
Put a link in the chat there.
Oh, okay.
Vorlorn. River Vorlorn.
It's a nice big area.
Right, that is a straight road.
I'm going to say that the nearest airport realistically is going to be away. You're going to be having if you land at an airport, you're in for a trek.
Yeah.
Or you're getting a car and going up that nice straight road. Or you could have real fun and try and land on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
We could do if it's iced up. Try it.
Now, this would be one of these situations where I would actually make you do a piloting roll for when you land. Because it would definitely be a very different situation from landing on a bloody airfield or anything else.
I should do better on my takeoff rolls than my landing rolls.
But that is true.
But I have got 3 bennies still.
Yeah, it would still. Yeah, technically, it's still a bit of a trek. Ouch.
But it's a nice straight road, and you never know, the lake could be frozen. Or we could get a water plane. But our characters know nothing about this right now. Right now, we've loaded up on ammo and cold weather clothes. We don't have skis. I've lost 100 quid.
You've lost 100 quid. You are fully equipped with thermals. Now, I'm not going to say thermals in the traditional sense. We're talking thermal underwear as in long johns, nice thick woolen socks, lots of sweaters and big coats and big gloves and big boots and If anyone's actually seen the movie Death Hunt, you all look like you just came as extras from that film.
Hmm.
And if you haven't seen Death Hunt, it's well worth checking out. It's a very good film from
It sounds
early
familiar.
80s with Charles Bronson and Lee Marvin. Inspired by a true story, which basically means they took one little bit of a true story and took that little bit and then made an entire fictional film out of it.
Sounds like 1980s Hollywood to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like Hollywood to me.
Although, to be fair, if you're going to make a film based on a, inspired by a true story, Death Hunt is actually a decent film. But,
It sounds familiar, but I can't quite place it.
but it's set in the 1930s, which is why I'm sort of thinking about it in terms of winter clothing, because it's about a hunt through the Alaskan, through northern Canada, heading to Alaska.
We've done our
So
shopping
they're
now. So, can we get back to the airport and get on a plane and start shooting Nazis again?
Okay, you are being charged £15 for the fuel.
Okay, I can pay that one.
They got change.
They're able to give you change.
What?
It's an
And
airport.
we'll buy some food at the airport as well. Put on the plane.
Okay. You talking provisions?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're taking off, and we are not going to have you roll because
Becky trolled you on that.
Becky trolled me on that.
I just pointed you to your own words, is all.
It's getting people used to the system. It works. Creates a bit of tension sometimes as well. Sometimes unnecessary tension, but tension.
Your own words. That's all. That just shows you your own words. That's all.
Hoisted by my own petard. Right, so the flight is due to take some 3 to 4 hours. And this is being done in the dead of night. Luckily for you, it's quite a bright night. Not a lot of clouds in the sky, so there's a very good moonlight. The moon at night is shining bright, deep in the heart of Sweden.
Yeah, if it's Texas, we're going the wrong way.
Well, I was going to say Texas would definitely be the wrong way, and you'd definitely find out about it when you'd been flying for 3 hours and hadn't seen land. Or if you were seeing land, then you weren't heading to Texas. Okay, as you come up on Sweden, just the sheer size of the mountains and the sort of beauty under the moonlight. As you're approaching, you can see that there are small sort of campfires dotted around the place. People obviously enjoying the sort of prolonged winter that is up there, especially up in the sort of high altitudes, which, at some point we'll see something that might register as spring and summer. In fact, they might see spring, summer, and autumn. I mean, it's a nice hour up there. For that nice hour, they get those 3 seasons and then back to winter again. Always reminds me of Billy Connolly, that one. I like Scotland's summer. It's the best day of the year.
You know, it's summer, the rain's warm.
Okay. You find you have sort of worked out your coordinates. You are over the large lake of Ersion, and you can see the road that runs nearby it. You can see the lake. You can see that there are people on the lake. There's a bit of late night pond skating.
Okay, it's quite a long lake, wasn't it? So we've got
Yes.
if we wanted to put down the lake, we could probably manage that. Is the road looking fairly clear?
Yes, it is.
And is there enough? Is the trees back enough from the road?
Yeah, just.
Well, I think probably the road would be the first best one to attempt.
Yep.
Hey,
Okay.
kitty.
We'll use the lake as a last ditch thing.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, we are going to make a piloting roll.
Piloting roll, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're landing on the. I mean, you know, they do deal with the snow far more effectively in Sweden than they do over in the UK. But
Thankfully for them. Oh, 5.
there you go. It's a typical Jake Cutter landing, which means bump, bang. Not quite perfect, but he hasn't damaged the plane and he's got it down on the ground.
They're getting better. They're getting better. Any land that you can walk away from.
Well, there you go. That would have been so much funny if you'd done that in the lake. I wanted you so much to land on the lake. That would have been funny.
Bit cold though.
Yeah, but you know, it
So
would have been.
when we're up in the air, could we see any towns or villages in the area?
Not really so much towns and villages. There's the occasional chalet that you reckon you can see. You reckon that this is far more sort of disparate sort of group of individual, almost like farmsteads,
Yeah.
hunters' lodges, and so on, rather than communities.
Well, the reason it's a straight road is it's so bloody rural, there's nothing there.
There's nothing. There's just nothing to go around.
Yeah.
Don't need to take a left turn. Why? There's fuck all there. Take left. Right. I mean, you can feel the cold, even though you're inside. You know, you're inside the plane. I mean, you can feel the cold.
Well, not being funny, probably the best thing to do is cruise this plane down the road until we see the lake.
Yeah, we can taxi down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, bit of traffic, we got a problem. Maybe we can hop over them.
Hop over them.
It's a plane, ain't it? Just accelerate towards the oncoming cars.
I'm so pleased that you're not flying the plane right now, Sheila.
Not really something I bother myself with. Look, if we come across an oncoming car, we can get out, point our guns at them, and take the car. How hard can it be?
I don't think they're going to be German here.
We don't have to pull the trigger. We can give them money for it. Depending on what it is, we might even be able to pay what it's worth. If it's a horse and wagon, well, they can just get out of the way. I mean, sight of a plane, probably the horse will get out of the way.
Sheila McFeeler, the reason Sweden opted not to join the European Union. I'm
not European. I just have a flexible approach to ownership laws.
That's a great way of putting it.
That's a good one. Yes. Right, guys.
Position's 9/10 of the law. That makes me the owner of everything
Uh,
and legal.
Right, guys. So you're taxiing, for want of a better expression. You're going to taxi as close to the lake as possible.
Till we get stuck.
Okay. Right. As long as you are on the road, it's going to be pretty easy. Once you start going off the road and actually towards the lake, it's going to become more and more difficult because now you're dealing with snow, compacted snow, ice, slippery surfaces, and all kinds of fun stuff.
Right. Apparently, this road goes right to the lake.
convenient.
There's even a little place to park the plane there by the bridge at the end. I just hate Google Maps.
That's a good map you got there.
I was going to say,
I
Phil,
like-
have you been to this part of Sweden before?
That's an
No, no.
incredibly good map.
Simply
I like
pointing
that
out
map.
what's going to happen as it unfolds.
I like that map. Right. So, you could park, for want of a better expression, you could park before you get to the bridge. After you've crossed the bridge, please try and cross the bridge with the plane. Or you could park on the bridge. Please park on the bridge.
I'm just worried if the wings and engines will clear the rails over side the bridge.
No chance in hell.
That's all right. What do we need to go over the bridge for? We're at the lake. I mean, there's water, so it's either a river or a lake, right?
No chance in hell is that thing going to cross the bridge without taking some damage, particularly the wingtips.
I strap myself in as much as I possibly can, even though we've already landed.
I think we should stay this side of the bridge. I mean, we have to get back again yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Otherwise, we stranded in the middle of Sweden.
Right? Are you going right up to the? Are you going right up to the bridge, or are you taking a discrete distance from it?
We'll stop a decent distance away and maybe just park on the side of the road. We won't leave it in the
Okay.
middle for trucks to crash into.
If you look, as you approach the bridge, there's actually like a little side road there you can plonk the plane in. And as we as characters won't know the bridge is there until we see it, seems
That's
as
true.
good a place as any.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, technically, well, actually, the plane would be scraping along the sides. Realistically, the actual body of the plane would be scraping along the sides there like nobody's business.
Yeah, the plane's not going to go across the bridge, is it? It's not built for that.
That's yeah, it's too slim.
So, yeah, we're going to have to leave it this side of the bridge.
Okay.
We'll just park it off the road into that. Onto that.
Oh, look, there's lights the other side of the bridge. We might have finally found what Sweden calls civilization.
I mean, I suppose you could, if you were really feeling brave, you could attempt to take Sheila's idea and attempt to hop the plane over the bridge.
We're not trying to get the plane over the bridge. Look, there's a blinking lake right there. That's what we came here for.
Yeah, we're for the lake, so we're actually found what we needed.
Yeah.
Let's just park it here on this side road.
Yeah.
Um.
I mean, which part of the lake we need is a different matter.
Well, I don't know the answer to that, but that's the lake. And there's lights over there. We can get ourselves a drink.
It is quite a large lake.
Yep. Now, there is actually a clue that you do have possession of that would tell you whereabouts you're meant to be looking. You can
Right.
look for that now, or indeed, you can spend a penny to suggest a story point that you already have looked, so you know exactly where you're going.
You will left the book with the professor there. And Dr. Logan Mortimer Tiberius, PhD.
Yeah. Well, is it a clue we know we already have, or are we looking for the clue?
You didn't take the book with you.
What do you mean we didn't take the book with us?
Did you take the book with you?
We gathered up all the stuff at the end of last session.
Yeah,
The professor's book, you mean?
yeah, the
Yeah.
copy of Le Mot d'Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave us clues from it.
Yeah. Right. We'll say that you've got the. You're looking towards the north of the lake. You're looking for, and he will look for the actual. He will tell you exactly what you're looking for, because I wrote it down. You're looking for the symbol of 3 doves, which is the insignia, supposedly, of Nimue.
Well, not to be funny, but we're on the southern edge of the southernmost point of this lake. Not that my character kind of realizes this, but
Did you say it was a fairly clear night, Ronnie?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any mountains towards the north of the lake?
Yes. It's. I mean, the place is pretty much surrounded.
Yeah, but are there any that sort of like 3 mountains that stick out quite significantly, or snow-capped?
Oh yes, I see what you mean.
A bit like
Not in any
doves?
significant way.
Okay.
Not in the way that you're suggesting. Nice idea though. In fact, you know what? You can have a penny for that.
Oh, thank you.
I'm quite intrigued. That was
That's
quite
nice to
a
hear.
thoughtful one.
Okay. In that case, we may have to go further towards that side of the lake. It may be that the clue is towards the ground, or some smaller detail. Maybe a carving.
So are we gonna walk from the bridge up to the lake and then along the bank?
Yes.
well, I rather just expected a woman would emerge out the lake and give us a sword.
Certainly,
Probably needs a sword to hack through the ice.
This is the other side of the bridge. We could, like, get breakfast.
You do realise that it's roughly about 2-3 in the morning. The only people that are up are weird people who've decided that it's a marvelous night for a moon dance on the ice.
I didn't realise that. I just figured it's Sweden. It's always dark.
Not quite this time of year, but because it's not quite midwinter, it's March. In midwinter, yeah, there are times when they do the whole 24 hours of dark, just as midsummer you get the 24 hours of light. Same
Well,
with
look,
Alaska.
we seem to be in exactly the wrong place around this lake, so why don't we steal a car?
Oh God! Ah.
We can leave them some cash. We
Yeah,
can
I
wake
think
them up
perhaps
and
leaving people British pounds might be a bit of a giveaway.
Well, I know that we're so much more than Krona, but I wouldn't exactly call it giving away when you're taking a car.
I suppose we can always bring it back.
Well, it depends. I mean, so far, we seem to get shot at a lot. Might not be that wise to bring it back, taking all that time. We always seem to be in a rush. And then getting things shot. So,
Yeah. That is true.
why don't we rustle some horses that we can easily pay for? I mean, it's 1930, right? Loads of horses. I'm pretty deft on a horse myself.
Yeah, you could be talking the rest of us into a corner there.
Well,
It's 1930. I expect you to have some skill on a horse.
That's why I got planes. I wouldn't have to ride horses.
Well, how'd you rustle your cattle?
I don't have any cattle
Sheep?
or sheep. Not even a goat.
Well, you plant crops?
So this is a case. This is a case of using the Benny for this. Are you using a Benny to make that a story declaration that you do find a horse ranch nearby?
It doesn't need to be a horse ranch. It's 1930. There's bound to be a horse somewhere. But I'll quite happily pay a penny to make sure there is, if there's
Yes.
3 of them.
Yes, this is the story declaration Benny, which is one of the unique Benny uses for Thrilling Tales.
Yeah, you see, look, horses right over there. How hard can it be?
Yep.
You'll be fine.
There are
Don't worry.
horses.
Just do what I do. But you can pay for them. I paid for your ammo. It was very expensive. I've only got £100 notes.
So
Can't keep spending at this rate. It's been an expensive day. You know what I'm saying?
So, just so I can get this in my head, you are about to go to a ranch or farm of some description, to wake whoever it is there up, to ask if you can pay to borrow some horses at what is roughly 4 o'clock in the morning in British money.
Yeah, probably best to just leave the money. Don't worry about the whole waking them up business.
Of course, we'll need to take some saddles and another kit as well. So
There's a horse ranch. There's bound to be some in there. How do you suppose you ranch horses? You do it on horseback. It's the stables. There won't be anyone in there. If there is, we wave guns at them until there isn't.
I'm gonna have to go to Australia. It seems like a really interesting place.
Nah, Australia, the insects got guns too.
If only they knew what was going to become of Australia so many centuries in the future, that it was going to get blown up and strangely, it's all set in one universe. Thrilling Tales ultimately becomes corporation in about 600 years' time. Why
So
not?
wander over to the stables.
Yes, there are 3 horses there. You got to remember that the horses will not be at their peak because, sleeping.
I'll saddle them up. That'll wake them up.
Okay. Who doesn't have riding as a skill?
Me.
Okay.
Anyway, I
I knew that was going to happen.
Right. Now, you guys have a choice. You can attempt to find other modes of transportation.
That's fine. I paid a penny for this. Now, what I'll do is I'll tie the horse's reins on at the back of my saddle and just create a train. All they got to do is hold on.
Okay. Gentlemen, give me some strength rolls.
Strength rolls.
Just a straight on strength roll.
What is my strength?
Oh yeah, vigor.
Okay.
Well, that's a 3.
7.
That's a 3. Okay. Yeah. Logan, you're kind of hanging off the side. You're sort of doing a literal side saddle.
As I was expecting.
You know, you're kind of grasping hold. Right.
Hey, Captain, I'm going to nail some money to the wall. There's an hammer.
Will that wake people up? Bang! Bang! Bang!
1 minute. Oh.
Right. Given the situation, Becky, the fact that you are actually trying to steer 3 horses and not just your own, I will require a riding roll.
Okay, not a problem. 5.
Yeah.
What?
Logan, you're dangerously close to falling off at this point.
Ah, that's all right. If he's close to falling off, that just means when he does, it's not that far of a fall.
You were sort of prepared for it.
You are now almost hanging on the undercarriage of the horse. You're actually the nearest, Phil. Are you going to attempt to help Logan get back?
Yeah, I'll try and lean over and pull you back up right onto the saddle. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a strength roll.
Oh dear, that was a 3.
Yeah, you're not having any of it. You're kind of grabbing that and you just can't get the leverage.
It's not. He's not getting back on the saddle. We better stop for a moment. Let him get back up.
I've told you many times I much prefer going on foot anyway.
Yeah, we got quite a long way to go, so you're going to have to master, holding on.
It has to be said that the horse is not particularly impressed.
All right, I'll stop. I'll go back, and I will put Logan on top of the horse, and then I'll tie him in place.
Okay. Right. You're
Stupid woman.
What?
You don't need to tie me to the damn thing.
Apparently I do.
What if it gallops off? What am I supposed to do then?
hang on.
Hang on. Actually, it won't be necessary. You'll be tied on. Just wait. Also run out of steam eventually. We'll come find you.
Should be easy to track in this snow.
In safe hands.
Besides which, its reins are tied to the back of my saddle. Where's it going to run? The biggest problem is if I decide I've got to go a bit quicker to kill some Nazis. Right. I'll get back on my horse and ride on.
Okay. Yeah, just for the pain of it, give me another riding roll.
Tell you what, why don't I give you another penny instead?
Okay. Right, go for it, reroll.
That's an 8.
Yeah, that's far better. The horses are beginning to sort of accept you as sort of lead now, and the two at the back are now sort of following on quite willingly. Logan, the horse still isn't overly impressed with you being on him, but you know it's kind of it's sort of accepted its fate and is just getting on with it.
I look at it and start wagging my fingers and say, "Now this is no friendship we have here. This is a business arrangement."
Yeah, the horse is looking at you and said, "Yeah, and I got the ass here." Right. So, I'm going to push this forward just slightly. You follow the bank of the lake to the northern end of the lake.
Ooh, that's quite a trip.
It's quite a trip, but it is beautiful scenery. Although there's a couple of times that the horses lose a bit of ground. At times, they do have to take things a little slow. The going is quite slippy underfoot, especially right near the edge of the bank. I mean, they're trying not to go too near the lake.
Well, the horses are staying away from the lake.
Well, the like anything else, if you've got a frozen lake, then the snow on the ground immediately round that tends to be quite hard and compacted. Hence, slippy as fuck. So they're kind of staying away from the really slippy stuff. Thank you very much. They're trying to stay where there's at least some grip underfoot or underhoof in their case. You reach the northern part of the lake. It's still quite bright out. You can see some people still skating on the ice. I mean, we're not talking Olympic skaters here. It's people having fun on the ice, chasing each other about and just being very silly, deciding that they want to be human curling stones and sort of sliding, doing sort of belly slides across the bloody ice because they're idiots.
How much glühwein have they had?
Probably more than is good for them, than less than they want. Are you guys looking around for this insignia? And if you are, give me investigation roll.
Yeah, checking trees and rocks and stuff wherever we pass.
3.
No, that's a 5 for me.
Oh dear, double ones.
Hey, right, Phil, you have absolutely no idea. Neither do you, Sheila.
No, I've not seen anything that like dinner, let alone a swan.
You, on the other hand, Logan, it takes you a while.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually you do sort of you see on the side of one of the hills, just almost as if it's a sort of standing stone, you see the etchings of what looks like 3 birds that look sort of one might mistake them for doves.
I point and go, there it is.
I mean, it takes you a while.
There you are then. Better go a bit quicker then, hadn't we? No,
right.
Get the horses up.
How do we get up there?
On horseback.
It's not too bad. It's I mean, the standing stone, it's only sort of 50 meters from where you are. It's not.
Oh, I see. Right. I thought it was.
Oh no, it's not. It's not like big carved in the side of a mountain or anything. That would be silly. You'd be able to. You technically would have been able to spot something like that from the airplane. No, it's almost like a sort of monolith. It's a small monolith, somewhere between a monolith and a headstone. As you approach, it begins to glow. It's a strange sensation because the glow has an almost wave quality to it, and it makes it look as if the birds are flapping their wings. Very much an optical illusion, but
I see no stones.
yeah, but that's a modern map.
There's a little like upside down vagina pasture green at the base of the hill. I tried to put a pin in it. Tried to put a pin in it, but it didn't
Yeah,
work.
yeah. I think that you were looking at that, but yeah. Oh, you did. Oh, did you put a pin?
all
I
of a
tried, it didn't work.
sudden, you hear an almighty a crack from behind you.
All right, we'll look around.
The crack is quite literally the ice on the lake has started to crack.
Oh hell, there's people on there. That's not ideal.
It's beginning to break up. The people are scrambling to trying to get to the edge of the lake, but the lake is starting to break up considerably.
Is there like a boat's not even going to help, is it? We're a long way from the plane.
A long way from the plane.
And I will state this just before I allow a quick couple of minutes break for a ciggy. As you're sort of looking out, and you see someone sort of falling into the lake as they're trying to scramble to get onto one of the bits, the sort of larger bits of ice that are sort of floating. You see a large hand coming up and just grabbing and pulling them under.
Oh.
When you say large,
we're talking large enough to grab a man in one hand quite comfortably.
Well, that's less than ideal.
That's possibly the greatest piece of understatement I've heard in a long time.
Kind of shocked, but at the same time, he's fascinated by it. I mean, is it a sort of an enlarged human hand?
It looks like an enlarged sort of human hand, and you can see sort of kind of air bubbles almost coming to the surface, and what is actually coming out of the water, we'll find out after I give you a sort of 5-minute break so that Becky can have a ciggy if she so wishes.
Damn, you don't want to see me if I haven't had a fag for that much longer.
Catches in 5. second half of our show is about to start, guys. I want to take this opportunity to apologize again that I was unable, was floored with a cold over the weekend, and I was unable to run my Con+1 game. I'm hoping to do that at a future time. But I hope that people will consider taking part in the next convention, Con+2, which will be at some point next year. Details will follow. As soon as I know anything, I will place it up on the... I'll make a video up here. But Con+1 did really well, raising over $2,800 for Child's Play. Fantastic achievement. And it was great to be a part of it. So let's make Con+2 even better. But back to this, and yes, Sheila's understatement about the things not looking good. Yeah, things are about to look really not good. One thing I do like about Savage Worlds is the speed of the combat system. I find it to be a very, very effective one. And it's because of situations such as the one we're about to encounter, which would ordinarily take all day in some of the bigger tactical RPGs. But I reckon this one will be done inside of half an hour, 40 minutes. So we're doing okay. Welcome back, Phil.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I got nailed for making hot water bottles. Oh dear. I got a cold as well.
Yeah, I'm coming off the back end of one. I was coughing and spluttering like a madman on Saturday. I was really annoyed because I was ready to go with my True 20 game.
Yeah.
And I got that, you know, that way when you really get really mucusy cough and everything, you're almost choking at times.
Yeah, it's not good.
7 o'clock, and I was choking on my own mucus, and I thought, no, not being able to do that. So I'm not going to run the game, and I didn't run my usual Sunday game at Settlers either.
All right.
I stayed in.
That's been bad.
I feel a little better today. Okay, so everyone is back. And bubbles of water. You reckon you can see at least 3, maybe 4 from your vantage point. You can see that there are cracks happening all the way down the lake as far as you can actually envisage. Bubbles heading towards the surface of the water. As the surface of the water breaks, you see a large head, all human in terms of dimension and form, but with white hair. And as it begins to rise out of the depths, you can see ice cold blue eyes. as it begins to rise and rise.
Is it male or female? I assume
Male.
it's the lady of the lake. Ah, right then.
Male. As you can see at least 4, you think maybe you can see another one to the rear.
Oh, there's loads of them.
You can see 5, maybe possibly a 6th of these. No other word to call them but giants.
Oh, good.
I don't think we've
Standing
got big enough guns.
standing some 15 to 20 feet tall apiece.
Oh, I pictured it like 150, 200 feet. Okay.
No,
That's a relief.
No, we're not doing Godzilla. Not yet.
Are we able to see what the eyes are made of?
Not from
Nipple.
this distance, other than the fact that they look. They look as if they're almost. They look almost like frosted blue glass.
All right, bloke. You killed a few people there.
Yeah, you can see a lot of them. You can see a lot of the skaters are still scrambling either side, desperately trying to get to the edge of the lake and not doing particularly well. You can see that those that are closest to these giants are starting to freeze up.
Any chance you could help out the people who can't breathe underwater there?
In their hands, you can see this giant maul weapon as they look upon you and move towards you. And at this point, initiative is going to happen. And I'm just going to go left to right as I see it. So it'll be Jason, Becky, Phil, then me as I pull the cards. Jason a 5. Becky a 6. Phil is an 8. Okay. Phil.
How far away are these people being attacked with these giants? Is it right down the other end of the lake, or
They're sort of they're a good sort of 50, 60 sort of yards away from you. You would have to go past sort of 3, maybe 4 of these giants to get to them. Which, if you want to do so, come on down. The price is right.
yeah? I don't know. I mean, I think we can. I think if we shoot them, it's probably going to make much difference. And getting down there is probably going to be too late. I would have thought. They're trying to hold on to ice. Turn to this stone. I'm going to have a look at this stone to see if there's anything on this that might have set them off. Is there any markings or anything on the stone?
Other than the 3 doves, no.
Did we get some kind of symbol thing?
We have some a key, wouldn't it?
Who's holding that?
Who took it from the professor?
It's not on my character sheet.
I don't know. I don't think I've got it.
I actually thought you had taken it, Jason.
Yeah, I thought it was Jason.
I suppose, but if so, I didn't write it down.
Well, that's either for the stones or the giants, and the giants are coming to us, so I'm going to go to them.
Okay.
What do we look?
Right, so it's actually their move first. And I do actually have their stats. Yeah, it's ouch. Well, that's fantastic. I need another fucking dice.
Okay.
Okay, that's more interesting. Right. The first two that have got their eye on you guys, completely and utterly miss.
Miss with what? What have they got?
They've got huge kind of mauls.
Oh, they're in melee range.
Yeah, well, they're sort of coming towards you, sort of swiping.
Right.
I thought they were further away than that, actually.
I mean,
thought they were in the
they're
lake.
not quite in melee range yet, but they're, you know, they will be by next turn. But they're swiping anyway. The third one, however, is having a go at the skaters and just decimates them on one side. Just takes them right off the ice and into the lake with one swipe. There's still a few more desperately trying to sort of, if not get to the lake, they get onto one of the bigger get onto the bigger chunks of ice that are now floating in an attempt to get out of the water. And Sheila.
Well, I'm drawing both my weapons. I'll use the scimitar to cut the reins off to the doctor's horse, and then gallop forward and fire some shots. So that's a multi-action.
Okay. And I'm going to be extremely nasty at this point.
You were doing so well.
I'm not only going to hit you with a -2 for the multi-action, I'm going to hit you for the -2 for the unsteady platform.
All right. You know I'm skilled at riding, right?
Well, give me a riding roll. If you give me a riding roll, if you do the riding roll, then I won't give you the -2. Right, we won't give you the -2 then.
Okay. So I've got a -2 on this roll, yeah?
Yeah. Well, actually, it will even out because you get a +2 to attack rolls because of the sheer size of these guys.
Okay. In that case, 9, 6, and a miss.
Okay, so that's a hit with a raise and a hit.
All right.
Give me the hit with the raise first. Extra d6 damage.
13. And the other one's 11.
Oh, yeah. It falls. It falls rather impressively, actually.
I'm also screaming really loud. Ah! Sword up. Again forward.
Okay. And Logan.
Yeah, so I'm going to be heading up to the, I was going to say statue, then sculpture, and it's like, no, the rock, with the key.
Okay.
And I'm going to start examining the etchings on both the key, if there are any, and the way the doves are shaped. If I see any grooves or depressions in it.
Give me an investigation roll, please.
Mm-hmm. That is a 7.
There is nothing specific that you can see.
Okay.
And it is the next round. And who is going to get the edge? Jason, you have an 8. An ace for you, Becky. Queen for you, Phil. And, oh, interesting for me.
I always knew he was a queen.
Becky, you're on.
All right then. So as I galloped forward, and my horse reaches basically, I suppose, the edge of the lake where the giants are now, right? Because they were coming at us.
Yeah,
so.
you're now in melee range.
All right then. Going to multi-action. As I'm riding past, I'm going to try and slash one with the scimitar, and if it's permissible under the rules, whichever the next one is, it's going to get 3 bullets from a Thompson.
Okay. I'm going to ask for a riding roll first. I'm not going to do the multi-action penalty for this. I want a riding roll. 5. Okay.
I got a 9.
9. That's fine. No, I won't hit you for the unsteady platform.
Okay, so the one I'm trying to chop with the scimitar. Oof. 21.
Oh, that's rather impressive. That's
I only landed on a T12.
that's a hit with a raise. Extra D6 damage on your scimitar, please.
Extra D6. Okay, hang on. I'm just collecting the dice for this. Don't use it often. That's 13 damage.
Okay.
And then the next giant along was getting 3 bullets from a Thompson.
Roll them, please.
It's 8 for a hit with a raise, isn't it?
Yes.
Hit with a raise. Hit.
Ooh. Give me the hit with the raise first.
12.
Okay.
Followed by 9. Followed by 7.
Okay. You hit them both, but they're both shaken. They're not actually. They're not dead.
All those bullets are onto one giant, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, one of them hit him. The other one didn't make. The other two didn't make much of an impact. Hit, but not hurt. Phil.
Okay, I'm not going to move forward, but I'll stay where we were when we first saw them. So I'm between Sheila and Dr. Logan.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll fire at the second one, the one that Sheila fired at as well.
Okay, roll.
Okay, so that is that's a 10. We'll get a +1 with that weapon.
Okay.
A 6 and a 2, so it's 2 hits and a miss.
Remember, you get +2s on these guys.
Oh, okay, so that's an 8 and a what's that? 12.
Right, that's 2 hits with raises. Remember, you get +2s on these guys because of the size of them. Just to ask, just while I put that in mind, because I really should have. Did that affect any of those original rolls, Becky?
No, because I was multi-actioning, so
yeah.
You know that I figured that when you said I won't hit you with that penalty, I figured, well, I won't take the +2 then. It's why I'm multi-actioning.
Yeah.
One hit with a 6 and one hit with an 11.
Did you hit them? Both of them would have been hits with raises, by the way. So
yes. From that.
Yeah, the 11 is shakes him, so he goes down. Basically. Right. So next to act is the giant itself, which is the one that is next to Becky. And the first thing he's going to do is he's going to make a spirit check to get out of being shaken.
Oh, all right.
No, he's having none of it. He's not doing anything. So the rest of them are sort of moving up towards you now. There are 6 in total. You've managed to take 2 down.
2 down and 2
two down and 4 to go.
And 2 shaken. Of the 4.
No, you get 2. You've got 2 down, and of the 4, 1 is shaken, which is the one next to you currently.
Okay.
And Logan.
Yeah. So Logan now is under the impression that it's not the rock itself that opens, but possibly something underneath or around it. So he's going to get on all fours, start feeling sort of the grass vegetation, see if he can feel anything. Gonna,
Investigation roll, please.
he's going to check the rock as well to see if it feels like it's been moved recently, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or room to roll.
You're looking for disturbed earth.
Aye. That is a 5.
Yeah, you can definitely tell there's been nothing disturbed here, possibly in centuries.
In that case, I sort of sit and start looking through the book, but obviously, external stuff.
Okay, I will say that the book is also glowing.
Oh. Well, good. Quite important there, Ronnie, but thanks for letting me know.
Well, it's the first time you actually mentioned you were looking at the book.
Yeah, but peripheral vision and stuff. Okay, so in that case, I definitely start looking at the
book. You were focused on the ground and the rock,
Okay.
I knew you would figure out it was the book eventually, right? So anyway, 9 for you, Jason. 9 for you, Becky. Are we going 9? Nope. 4 for Phil. And okay. That'll be me starting first. Now, the first thing that's going to happen is, Becky, you're going to have to give me your toughness score, please.
My toughness score is 7 and 1 Benny.
Yeah. Ooh.
I remember I do have first strike.
Yes, you do. However, you start to feel incredibly cold simply just being near these giants. You start to realize why the skaters were suddenly freezing up as they were making their escape. It's almost as if the area immediately around these giants is just bitterly cold. You take a wound, unless you want to spend a penny and do a soak roll.
Yes, I do. And this is why I ran forward, because I can't have them on all of us. So I blame me, Benny. Never done a soak before, so please explain.
It's a vigor check. It's a straight vigor check for every success and raise. If you get a success, it's 1 wound off. For every raise, it's another wound off.
Snake eyes. Don't suppose somebody could lend me a Benny, could they?
You certainly can. You have one of mine.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, definitely don't want to go in with snake eyes. So.
No.
Failed.
Okay, so you're taking a wound.
Unless I'm being gifted bennies, that is a wound indeed, yeah.
Do you want to try another one?
Do you want me on -1? That's the question.
Go on then. Have another one.
Go on, nice.
Yeah. 10.
Right. You're not wounded.
Sweet.
It's a but it is going to, first of all, see if it can come off shaken, which it does this time. And it's going to make an attack on you, Becky, because you're the one that's closest to it.
So is this where my first strike comes in?
Yes, it will actually.
Okay, so I'll scimitar its bloody head off if I can. That's a 9.
That is a hit, but it's not a hit with a raise. All normal damage.
Blimey. Okay, them two. That is 12.
And he's shaking again.
Sorted that out.
Right. So, yeah, he's unable to actually do anything. Technically, I should have made that roll after you'd done first strike, but that's neither here nor there. The other ones are starting to move forward, and it is Jason's turn. Yeah, Logan, you're on.
I open the book extremely dramatically.
It's it's specifically glowing at a section about Nimue. The section is essentially saying that upon finding the home of Nimue, knights will be tested in combat to show their bravery and resolve. It will be an epic confrontation, one befitting knights of the realm. And only through victory can one hope to meet the great lady.
I just kind of put the book down so it's still glowing. I turn around and get out my my acid blaster and say, "We need to kill all of them for this stone to open.
We know.
But it's a test. We can be knights." And Logan loves the concept of having sort of a title or something. So he actually sort of turns around and
We're in Sweden. It's always night.
tries to fire a shot at the nearest one, particularly sort of towards its eyes.
Okay, you will be at -2 because it's multi-action.
Yep, that's okay. Right, yeah, weird science. I'm going to spend a penny for that.
Yeah, I thought you might.
You don't know what I'm rolling.
I'm good at reading facial cues.
Oh, I'm doing them quite obviously. No, I'll do it again.
Oh dear. I've only got one left as well.
That's better. Oh, I've got an ace on both of them. What happens then?
Roll
roll them
them,
both
you
and
roll
see
them
what's-
both individually.
Yeah, definitely gonna stick with that one. That's 22.
Yeah, I'd call that a hit with a raise. You can take a penny back for that.
Cool. Yeah, ace on a
But
D.
that was rather impressive.
Not bad at all. Yep. So let me just check the damage. I think it's. Yep. So I was going to spend quite a lot anyway for it to, gauge the distance.
Okay.
So it'll be a more powerful one. So I would also double the power points. The blaster's 3d6 damage. So I would want to do more damage anyway. So
Okay. Go for it.
so normal 3d6. So presumably with the raise, it's 4d6.
Yes.
Okay. Another d6 somewhere.
Realistically, you'd like a couple of these to ace, just to be really, really fun.
No, several of them get ones. Of course they fucking do. 12. That was pathetic.
Okay, which one were you firing at?
The closest one.
Right, he falls.
That was still pathetic, though.
Based purely on the fact that he was already shaken.
Is this the one in front of Sheila?
Yeah. So he falls back into the lake as the other three are now moving forward. They will be in melee range turn round after next.
Well, I should be quite ahead of Phil, who's quite ahead of the dock,
Yeah.
as I picture it. So
Yes.
I want to hold the front line so that they don't get the cold effect.
And it's now your turn proper, Sheila.
Right, well, if there's none in melee range, best I go make that happen. So I'll charge out onto the lake, scimitar one, and Thompson the other.
Right. You do realize that the lake is now pretty much broken bits of ice and lots of water.
Yeah, probably best I just rear the horse up then and fire the Thompson for now, I guess. So I'll shoot the nearest one repeatedly.
Okay, you're just going one target?
Yeah, I will actually.
Okay, go for it. 3 shots and you're wild.
Ah, god damn it. There we go. Roll on the god damn it, I missed anyway. 2 hits.
2 hits, roll the damages, please. Make them independently.
9 and 9.
Yeah. That's pretty much German to how much effect it had.
Oh.
Did it actually hurt them? 9.
May have been a bit fortuitous in the first turn, and I don't know if I can keep that up.
Phil.
Okay, so I'll shoot the if Becky's shooting the first one that's coming towards her, I'll shoot the next one in line.
Okay,
3
roll
shots.
for me, please.
So I've got a roll on. Hold on a sec. So I've got a 7 and 8. Okay, so that's a 12. 7, 8, and a 12.
That's 1 hit and 2 hits with raises. Do the hits with raises first, please.
The hits with raises first.
In fact,
okay.
7. You rolled 7. Does that include the +2?
Oh, they're all without +2s. So
That's
that's
3 hits with
14,
raises.
a 14,
Did you-
a
did
10,
you-
and a 9.
Right. Hold on a minute, because we've got to go back to Becky for a second. Did you put those +2s into effect when you did yours?
Oh shit, I didn't because I was going to multi-action and I didn't.
+2s for Becky then.
+2s. There was at least 1 hit with a raise then.
I rolled a 5 and a 4.
That won't be it. Yeah, that's just
think.
2 hits.
I'm trying to
Still be
remember.
2 hits.
I'm not 100% sure, but
I think, I think it's the same. With yours, Phil, it's definitely 3 hits with raises.
3 hits with raises. Okay, so
Let's
it's
go
all
for it.
+1 as well. So that's a 9, 10, 11. That's a 12.
Okay.
And that's an 11.
Okay.
And that's a 10.
Yeah, it goes down.
don't know act like me.
Hey, I like this gun.
It still belongs to me.
I'm going to put my name on it.
You have 2 left. After this round, there's 1 more round, and then after this, they will be in melee range. Jason, you have a 7. 8 for Becky. King for Phil. And that for me. Phil?
Okay, I'll pick the next one in line and shoot at that one.
Okay, go.
Okay, so that's...
Remember,
oh, God.
+2s on these.
Okay, so that's an 8 and 8, a 12, because 13.
That's all hits with raises, roll damages, please.
Straight, okay. So it's...
The +2s, by the way, is just due to size. They're just bigger to hit. They're easier to hit.
It's easier to hit. So that's a 5.
You know.
That's a 6.
There's just a big thing to do.
6, 13,
Okay.
and 17.
Oh, that's a straight
Oh,
down.
no, actually, I've got to re-roll those too. 17, 17,
It's more dead.
20, 26, 27.
Yeah, that's very dead. That's unbelievable amounts of sharp-eyed shooting straight between the eyes, blowing their brains out kind of stuff.
Quite a few
You're not
aces in that one.
supposed to kill their ancestors.
Right, you've got 1 left. And
Is it not running away?
Robert flies to it. You're just getting lucky. It's moving forward. I am going to make a roll on it, and yeah, it's fine. It's still moving forward. but it's actually speeding its pace up now. It's still not going to be with you till next round, but it's coming in now. It's none of this slow wade towards you. It's now running the water, which is going to create a nice little wave for everyone to get the hell out of the way of next round. But it's not next round yet. And Becky.
All right. I'm going to give some exit strategies for its blood. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Should have kept that. That was a raise.
I remember +2s on all of these.
Hit with raise, hit with raise, hit with raise, and even a hit with raise with the one I don't get.
Okay. Roll damage, roll damage, roll damage, and don't roll damage for the one you don't get. Extra d6s all round.
6.
That's not.
Oh, that's more like it. 23.
Okay, it's dead anyway, but let's see what the final one does.
6.
Right, so 2 pathetic shots, sort of straddling.
Not pathetic, they hit. They
sort
just
of
bounced off his
straddling
cockpiece.
this huge smack through the eyes.
They bounced off his cockpiece with little sparks, but the other one got in the gaps.
Got there, and basically he managed to geld this giant as he kind of, falls, screaming about 2 octaves higher. But having fallen, you now have this small matter of this wave of sort of water as he was running. So he's.
What about the people in the lake? Is anyone struggling?
1 or 2 are managing to get out, but the rest of them are, I'm afraid, rather like the ice. They are floating in the water.
They still might not be dead yet then, so I'm going to dive in. I'm going to throw my gun to the shore and I'm going to dive in.
Way!
I'll swim out to them and try and see if I can save 1 or 2.
Yeah, give me a swimming roll.
My exam.
Oh, shit, I just remembered. I can't swim. 2.
Wow.
Right. So Sheila is drowning.
Oh, get her.
Partially because she can't swim, and partially because
I didn't realise it was deep.
She didn't actually mention that she was stripping off all that heavy winter clothing before she dived in. So between the cold and the heavy winter stuff, and the fact you can't swim, you're pretty much finding out how exactly deep it is under there.
You know what the worst part is? As I picked the dice up, I dropped it, and I never count that. But it was it aced.
Ouch.
Oh.
Now, those particular giants, obviously, I dabbed from the Fantasy Companion. They are pretty much designed with sort of fantasy characters with bows and arrows and, swords and all the rest of it. And clearly it was a test designed for knights of old with plate mail armor and swords and shields and all that. They weren't exactly designed with Thompsons in mind.
Giant acid gun.
Their problem's going to move with the times.
So, yeah.
In fairness, they sunk a few bennies from us.
They did, and that combat took exactly as long as I thought it would. So, that was quite well timed by me. You find yourself, Sheila, suddenly rising towards the surface of the water. You feel yourself buoyed up from underneath, as if a current was carrying you. Carrying you above the lake and towards the shore. You see the other skaters are also being carried to the shore. You all now see that those that have survived are sort of sitting at one side of the shore of the lake, all sort of going, "I was close," or not saying those exact words because they'll be saying it in Swedish. But that will be the that would be the sort of nearest translation that's actually family friendly. The water continues to rise and starts to form into a shape. Female. And then the water clears as if to drain off, and you're standing before a young woman with dark hair and sort of milky white, smooth skin. She bows before you and says, "You have bested my giants. You are brave and honorable and noble knights. You have earned the right of the secret to Excalibur. I am Nimue."
Oh, Sheila.
And you'll find out exactly what the secret is next time.
Oh,
Logan's looking very smug.
Oh, it's going to be some moral lesson, isn't it?
Well,
With a test like that. It's all fighting and brute force and ignorance. Yeah, she ain't the smartest block in the head, is she?
She's not. She's not. But there's reasons for everything, and you'll find out when we pick this up next time. So I'm going to stop this broadcast. Probably a bit of post-match analysis afterwards. Thank you everyone for watching, and session 6 will be happening very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.
Bye-bye.
See you, folks.
bye.